What did Israel do? We know exactly what it did. There was a UN report, very exhaustive, on the Great March of Return. It runs to 250 pages, single space.
If we were at your home, I'm sure you would bring out the report and we'd start going through the footnotes.
That's correct. And what did they find? They said for the first months, from March until May 14th, when Israel committed a huge massacre in Gaza during the Great March of Return, it said it was overwhelmingly nonviolent. In fact, it was overwhelmingly nonviolent until October, from March till October. What did Israel do? We know from the report. Targeted children, that's a fact. Targeted medics, that's a fact. Targeted journalists, that's a fact. And it targeted disabled people, yes. It targeted double amputees. It wasn't the fog of war. The report documents the people killed were between 100 and 300 meters from the fence separating Gaza from Israel. Israel's top snipers were lined up along the border, and they were picking off, like fish in a barrel, children, medics, journalists, and disabled people. They described a person's on crutches or in a wheelchair standing by a tree 300 meters away. I know people find it hard to believe. And I'll tell you the truth. Even I can't fathom it. There were many doctors during the current Israeli genocide in Gaza, Western doctors who went to work there, who volunteered. And if you read their reports, they state that children were coming into the hospitals with no shrapnel. So it wasn't like a bomb, with just bullet shots to the skull. They were targeting the skulls of children. I have a very dear friend, comrade, colleague, part of that group. The one who I know longest is a fellow named Jamie Stern Weiner, who already has carved out his own niche. And I recently did an interview with Glenn Greenwald.
I saw some of this.
Yeah. And I asked for his critical feedback. I need a reality check. Usually that would be Professor Chomsky who did that for me, but he's not among us, so I asked Jamie. And Jamie went through his criticisms, and then he said, of course, I don't like it to call it a satanic state. And I said to him, Jamie, I've been reading these human rights reports for 40 years, and I admit I might be too close. I might be too close because I'm not seeing the wider world, what goes on elsewhere. But targeting the skulls of kids, targeting double amputees, that just, it goes into a region which A, I can't comprehend, and B, I don't want to comprehend. I just don't want to enter into that that diseased, pathological mental universe.